What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel and we're back with our first Yu-Gi-Oh! Advanced Match Duel review, and we are playing with our Ogdoadic Mitsurugi and we're against Ryzeal Mitsurugi, so this is going to be a very interesting match. And yes, there's a lot of misplays because if you notice, our ranking is very low, but at least our win ratio on our profile is quite good, so at least we got that going. But it's going to take some time till we get back into the groove and we actually start playing against like higher rank matches, so that is one thing to keep in mind. So for now, yeah, very low, but we're building up and we're going to get there. And next, who knows, we're going to go and win the regionals and then everything's back to normal and we're all set from there. So let's see who's going to start first. And finally, remind you guys to hit that like and subscribe. One small click for you is a world to me. So it looks like we're starting and we have our tier, or chaos valkyrie, or meow, or false, and a ritual. They also have the prayers, very nice, bonfire, ami, sanji, and kusanagi, very nice. We go and we're not going to draw because this is modern, so we don't draw. I've been playing Go format and Edison for so long, so that's a bit of an issue. So now we're going to go and King of the Pharaoh Imp by nomaling the Flogos, and then we're going to go and add the Ame, so we're all good. So now Witcher is going to go and spell summon it. We are going to send the Nitro Serpent and the Kazanaji, and then that's going to go and put back the Ritual, and then we're going to spell summon. Very nice. They are going to go and do nothing, no hand traps, no nothing, so we're free to play, which is very nice. We're going to get Anaya, so now we're going to be all set. We are going to go and get our King of the Pharaoh Imps tributed, and then Chris is going to special deny it as well, adding the Water Lily. So yeah, it's been a while since I actually narrated any of this Ogdoadic stuff, so definitely there's going to be some screw ups, but it's all good. So we're going to add our prayers and we're pretty much all set from there. So now we could do the Water Lily, get the Sanji, use the effect. And this was actually a misplay. You might not notice, but we shouldn't have done that. We actually should have gotten the Zoa instead, and then with the prayers get the Sanji. So yeah, because instead we went and we added a new, so it might not look like a misplay, but this is actually a big misplay where we did. We should have actually, yeah, so now we erased the search, so we could have gotten the king. So you're going to see some commitment like later on, but yeah, we're still going to do the dragon disposal summit, and then we're going to get Ethereon, and then we're going to go and use the effect, get this Colosseum, and then we're going to use it to add the Regulus. And then from here, we're going to go and use the trap to go get the Zoa. We are going to use the effect. And this is why I'm saying that it was a misplay, because we would have had king in the graveyard already. So now we have to add it and then send it to the graveyard. And then we're going to supposed to summon with Nunu. And then we're going to go and tribute both to get another level 8 beater. And now we're going to overlay those two for vampire zombie. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want to see, before we start linking off and comboing a bit more, I want to see what we're up against, so at least milling 4 cards give us an idea of what kind of interruptions to make for opponent's turn, because we're not done. We still have a lot more cool plays that we could do with this deck, but yeah. So now we're going to do that, and they're going to admit defeat, so they want to keep that private, and we're like, oh my, okay, so we're going into game 2 blind. We don't know what he's playing. We know he plays an Ash. He does have the Nidila's Servant, the Swords, the Maximus, the Ritual, and the Ice. Very nice. We have the Serpent, the Overlord, the Dark Ruler, the Meow, and also the Snake Rain. Very nice. So now we're going to give them a thumbs up, and look at that. We're going to go and watch them do all their full combos, and I really like this like deck. I thought it was like pretty cool. Like the artwork looks nice, everything. It kind of reminds me of like Crystron, but at the same time a like what do you call spring is, okay, sprite. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of a mix of those days, so it kind of reminds me. So I thought this was definitely cool like artwork, and I see like why it's doing so well. But I'm like, is it really better than the Fiend-Smith one? So that's like one thing that I noticed. I'm like, okay, like I see like a lot of people playing it with the Mitsurugi, but I'm like, I don't know, I feel like the Fiend-Smith might be better, or I could be mistaken. Comment down below which one you prefer. So I know all with the Mitsurugi, I prefer the Ogdoadic, so there we go. But I'm very biased in that. So now they're going to go Maximus, and we are going to send the Omega and the Abyss Dweller, since Abyss Dweller is going to be pretty dead on her following up turn. So yeah, now they're going to go with the Ritual, and yeah, just free special summoning, and we're not really doing much. So Yeah, we're just going to go and allow pretty much everything and wait for opening for the grave for us special summoning, and we're like, okay, we're just going to allow everything, and we're like, you know what, we were debating on doing this, okay, but the thing is that I kind of want to do it for our turn instead. So if we activate it on our turn, we could at least do that. And now if they go and start special summoning on our turn, we could actually do that. So now we're allowing, we're thinking, we're going to go and use the effect. They're thinking as well. They allow it. Perfect. Now we did screw one thing up because I misread this. So I thought this was for monster effects. No. It's for anything. So the whole reason why I played this first is because if they detach, at least we get free Foolish. And then we get Dark Ruler. And if they have a response, at least we're triggering. But I totally forgot, like, misread this thing, and yeah, but we're learning, we're getting back into the game, so we're at noob level, but it's okay, we're going to get up there pretty soon, very fast, so not a problem. And we have to admit defeat, there was too many misplays. So now we're definitely starting first in game 3, and our opening hand is a Kage to Kage, a Perlia, a Nunu, a Night Sword, and a Malkami, what is it, Ferwalos? Yeah, I don't know any of these cards' names except for Nunu and Night Sword. And Kage Kage, anything new, I'm like screwing up big time. Our opponent has the Ice, the Joe, the Nadir, the Prayer, and also the Sanji. Now, if you ever hear me say a card and start with a the, that means I don't know what the hell like that card's name is called. So I'm like, there you go. So now we're going to start with the Matami over here, and the reason why is because if they have the Bestials or even Nibiru, we could actually start drawing. So now we're going to go with the Nunu, sending the Zora, and then we're going to go and special summon the Nunu, and then we're going to normal summon the Night Sword, and then trigger the Kyoto Kage, so that's going to go and special summon. Next, he's like 1 second, we're like, okay. So now we're going to do King of the Pharaoh Amp. We're going to go and ditch and add the Naya. He is going to go Droll, and we're like, oh, that actually hurts a lot. So Chris is going to go and be special summon, and then he is going to go and special summon the Droll. He's like, wait, and I'm like, then just special summon. I'm like, bro, there you go. So now Naya is going to be linked, and then we're going to make her IP. And the Night Sword Serpent was normal summon, so it won't get banished. So IP is all set. We do have the Ferralos over here. Now he's going to go with the Ice, and he's going to do his full play, and we're going to go and make our Little Knight to banish it. So we're all set. So he's going to lose 1 resource. We're happy with that. There we go. Next, they're going to go with the Ryzeal, and then there we go. They're going to go and summon him. Now they're going to summon him. They're going to use his effect to go and pop. We are going to chain, and no, he uses the other effect. What is it? So when your opponent activates a card effect, detach. Okay, so the first one he used was if this card attached 1 from the graveyard to this. Okay, yeah. So he's going to use the effect to pop. Us were okay. So now that's going to get banished. And he's like, SP destroyed, and it's like, no, sir, because IP protects it. So he's just going to come back. So now we're all set over here, and then we're like, okay. So they're going to go with the Sanji play, and they're going to go all out. We should actually activate the Machami now, but I wanted to chain it. So this is where I kind of screwed up, because the idea of the card that I wanted to chain was really dumb. So yeah, it's all the new cards I'm like screwing up on, but it's okay. We're still gonna figure it out, because yeah, like you see, we chain it to it because I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for them to like do the tributing, and then there, and now I'm like, okay, that clearly did not work. So it's like, how can we possibly win with like no cards? So he's definitely not going to have enough to win us the game, which is completely fine, because regardless, we're all set. So he's going to draw a card, and then he's going to special summon the Maximus in attack mode, because he's realizing, oh wait, he could deal some damage. So we're going to send the Omega, which is definitely good, and then he's going to go return, then they're going to attack, and they're kind of short on life points, so it's all good. So we're going to take the 1,000 to 15, and yeah, even if you put him in attack mode, we're going to only lose be at 300. So they're going to set. We draw into Wild Lily. Now our SP is going to come back very soon, so that's supposed to be on the end phase. Wherever we turn, send the other thing as well, return as well, and now we're all set. So we have to bait some stuff, do that. But that's why I love Ogdoadic, is because your grave is also your hand. So even though if you have nothing in your hand or the field, you are still playing constantly. And that's one thing that I find the Ryzeal Mitsurugi is definitely lacking, is that they don't have any follow-ups with involving the grave. So now we're going to go Omega. He's going to negate. Now, sadly, we're going to do Omega again because Omega's third effect is the only one that's not once per turn. Okay, as long as it's in the graveyard, you can return it and not a problem. So now we're going to do that. He's going to go Ash on the Water Lily. We are going to chain, turning those two. He is going to tribute, and now that won't get rid of a little SP. So apparently it has to go and return both. So we're like, okay, you know what? Not a problem. Now we're thinking, what can we possibly do? His board is filled, everything. Well, you know what? Let's use a grave. So first we're going to use Curse, and he can't spell summon. We're happy. Now we're going to spell summon the Zoa. And you know what? We are thinking like big time if we're using the effect, and we're not. So we're going to go and spell summon the Nunu now. Now we're going to make King of the Pharaoh Imp. And guess what? We're going to get our Sanji because we didn't normal summon yet. So now we're going to normal summon, get the ritual. So we're all set from there. We're going to go and make Reptilian. Now this is why it's so important to play this. And this, okay, two reasons. The main reason is against Nib. If your opponent ends up Nibiruing you and you're able to establish at least one reptile in the token, you could go and make this, making the Nibiru 0 and adding 3 and then start extending like this. Also, if they are bringing back their hand traps, a lot of their hand traps are 0 attack. So you're able to go and make another monster 0. So when you go to add, guess what? You're adding 2 cards instead of 1. So now we're going to go and add those two. And there's good reasons why we're doing that is because we're going to go and send the Overlord for the Zora, because we're locked into reptiles regardless right now because of the Reptilian. So we don't care about being locked even more into reptiles. So now we're going to trigger a bunch of effects. So now all of those are going to be triggered. So we're going to supposed to summon, add back. And look at that. We are all set. We don't care for Nib. We have so much follow-up. It's insane. This is game already of like 6,000, but we want to continue. And this was awesome. So definitely great match. I love that the deck is still do quite well with the graveyard. There's a lot of floaters in it, so it's doing pretty good. We're definitely having a lot of fun. We're trying to understand a lot of like the new cards because there's a lot of catching up to do. So especially constant misplays, but so far our win streaks are being quite good. So at least we have that going. So I give it like a good like week of non like testing, like just keep on testing it and getting used to the format, and then be all back to normal once we do that, and then we can start doing like more weekly like match reviews. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely hit that like and subscribe. If there was other plays that we should have done or even our opponent, definitely comment it down below. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.